Hello everyone, just stopping by here. I am about to cook some white rice and red beans, so I wanted to show you. Right now I have on my caldero 3 cups of water. I have 3 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of salt, and a little bit of canola oil, like a splash of canola oil, and that is for the rice not to stick. And then I have 3 cups of medium grain rice. So right now it's boiling. I'll go ahead and put it in my rice. I wait for the water to boil. Once the water is boiling, then I put in my rice. Mix well so that the salt doesn't stay on the bottom. Again, 3 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of salt. If you want, you can put less salt. And a splash of canola oil. That's my dog. She barks at anything that moves outside, so I apologize for that. I apologize again for my dog. She's a little bit crazy. So, as I said, you start on high on your stove temperature. You put 3 cups. Today I'm making 3 cups of rice. You can do 1 cup, 2 cups, depending on how many people you're gonna feed. Today I'm making 3 cups of white rice. So I had 3 cups of water. I had 3 teaspoons of salt and a little bit of canola oil, and you put it on high, wait for it to boil. After the water starts boiling, you pour the 3 cups of dry rice, and then you lower your temperature to medium. So as you see, it's boiling right now, and I don't do anything to the rice. Obviously, once you put in the rice, you stir it so that the salt doesn't stay on the bottom. After you give a good stir, you leave it as is and just wait for that rice to dry. Right now I have it on medium heat. It's boiling, and I will not touch the rice until it dries out. Some people do it differently. Some people like to stir the rice a lot. I don't do that. So you can try and see what's best for you, but this is how I make my rice and how I cook. While it's drying the rice, we'll go ahead and start with the beans. With the beans, I have, this is pumpkin and ham cube. I'm sorry, pumpkin and ham cube, which is this. We have the red beans. When I make that sofrito, I put some of the peppers in my freezer, and then I just take pieces and I put it in my beans as well. I have the sofrito. I have 4-5 pieces of potatoes, and I have cubed ham. I have garlic and a little bit of olive oil, virgin olive oil. So I start on high with the beans, put a little bit of olive oil. The rice is still boiling. It's almost dry. Put a little bit of garlic powder. Put in my potatoes. Put in my pumpkin and ham cube. My peppers. That is just for color. My husband likes the peppers. And then we put some cubes of ham. I wanted to show you the rice is dry. You can see the water, it's almost all evaporated. And at this time, what I do is that I close the lid. I don't stir it. I close the lid and I put it on 3. My stove has numbers, so it's easy for me to show you. So I close the lid on the rice, put it on 3 on the stove temperature, and you'll wait 15 minutes. 15 minutes with the rice and the lid. Okay, and then on the beans, I have olive oil, a little bit of garlic powder. I put in the pumpkin and ham cube. I'm putting now some ham cubes, cooking ham, and then sofrito. I put about this much of sofrito in my beans, maybe a little bit more. And you stir that. Some people do the beans with pumpkin. Even though I have the pumpkin cube, some people cook, instead of potatoes, they put in pumpkin. The potatoes and the pumpkins are more for the beans to get thick while you're cooking them, so that the sauce gets thicker. If you don't have any potatoes or pumpkin, that's fine. You can still put the flavoring, which is the sofrito, the peppers, and the cube, and it will still taste good. They may be a little bit watery, but some people like them like that. So you cook that, put in a little bit of tomato sauce. Again, I'm cooking with one hand, so I apologize. It's hard for me to stir, but I wanted to show you. Many people love our beans. And then you put in your beans. I'm gonna put a little bit of water to take out that sauce and the rest of the beans, and I'll be right back. Okay, I put a little bit of water in the can to get all the sauce and the last beans in the can. Right now I have it on 4, and just wait for it to boil. I mean, it's been boiling, so just keep them at that temperature and they will stay boiling for a while until the potatoes are cooked and the sauce gets thicker. And then I have here, this is my stew meat, my meat for my stew. Oh Lord, this English, I apologize. And also I have all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon. I put the all-purpose flour in. The meat is already seasoned. I usually season all my meats the same. A little bit of adobo, garlic powder, onion powder. I put garlic salt, fresh garlic. I do love garlic, as you can see. And then I put the all-purpose flour before I cook the meat. And I do this so that we get a thicker sauce. So when you put that beef stew on top of your white rice, it's thick, it's flavorful, and you don't have watery beef stew. You guys, you have no idea how I'm trying to improvise here. My phone, my stand of my phone broke. I don't know where to put the phone so that you can see what I'm doing. And I can use both of my hands, but here we go. If you see how I have it right now, I'm using banana, I'm using like a lot of stuff to try to have the phone at that angle right now. So 15 minutes have passed by. Remember that I'm editing the video, so 15 minutes have passed by after I closed the lid. And look at the rice. So now we stir the rice. And I hope that phone doesn't fall. So look at the rice. Here we go. I always taste it at this time. It's usually cooked, but if it's not, if you're doing it for the first time and you see that it still needs a few more minutes for it to be cooked, I have a little trick for you. What I do is that I put two, let me just get the bowl. I put 2 ice cubes. If it's not cooked, and you close the lid and let it cook for another 5 minutes. 5 more minutes at the same temperature. But usually when I try it, it's already cooked, but that's a little trick that I wanted to show you. I'm gonna grab the phone real quick and hope that this doesn't fall. So that white rice cooked at that temperature for 15 minutes after you close the lid. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and put it probably medium low and just let it cook. Look at the beans. The beans, they're almost done as well. All you have to do is wait for the potatoes to cook. See the colors? You have the red peppers, the green peppers, you have the ham, and the sauce, it's getting thicker. That pumpkin and ham cube helps with that and with the taste as well. Also the sofrito. So we'll just leave that cook. We'll put the beans on low. Close the lid, which I was using with the banana to hold my phone, dear Lord. And here we have the beef stew, the meat that I'm gonna use for the beef stew. I put some all-purpose flour that is for the sauce to also thicken while it's cooking. And we'll go ahead and put the stove on high. Put a little bit of canola oil. Wait for that to warm up. And then we'll put the meat right in. The meat needs to be cooking for, I would leave it at least 45 minutes so that it gets tender and for the sauce to be thicker. And also we're gonna put in some potatoes and carrots, so those need to cook as well. But if you want beef stew and have the meat tender, it needs to be boiling. It's gonna be boiling on its own sauce. Not boiling on water, it's gonna be boiling on the sauce, you'll see. But it needs to be cooking for 45 minutes at least so that it's tender. Let's go ahead and put in the meat. And I have it on high because I want the meat to get that brown color so that it seals the flavors. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, the meat has that beautiful color. So I lowered the stove to a 4, and we'll go ahead and put in some sofrito. I'm done almost, yeah, that's it with my sofrito. I have more in the freezer, but I think that this will be good enough. Once you put that sofrito in, it just starts smelling so good. Then a little bit of tomato sauce. See, this is the sauce that I was telling you that we need to leave the beef boil for 45 minutes. I put some red cooking wine, a little bit, a splash of it. I put a packet of sazon. This is not the one that has culantro. I use that for the yellow rices, but I don't like my beef stew to be red. I mean, not culantro, I'm sorry, achote. How do they call it in English? Coriander and annatto. I don't know. The other one. This one is the one that I use for the yellow rices, and it has that achote, annatto. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm sorry, but it has that, and I don't like the beef stew to be too red. So I just like the color that it gets with the tomato sauce and the red wine, and that's it. And then we're gonna go ahead and put some olives. I don't like olives, but my husband does. So when I serve his plate, I put like all of them on his plate. There's a little bit more of sofrito here. Just go ahead and put that in. I'm gonna put in 1 bay leaf. 1 bay leaf going in. Just gives it a lot of flavor. I know I'm gonna be cooking with my friends. They're all nervous. And I'm like, haven't you seen my videos? Because obviously we're from Puerto Rico. These videos would be so much easier for me and for everyone if they were in Spanish. I can just tell you how to do everything in Spanish. Pones la salsa, pones el arroz, mueves el arroz. Puedo hablar mucho mejor. I can talk faster that way. But of course, I have a lot of customers that don't know Spanish, so we want to include them so that they can learn how to cook the Sister's Kitchen way. So I'm gonna put in the potatoes, the carrots going in. Going in, stir everything. Right now I have it on medium heat. And basically that's it. You can put in some water, which I'm gonna do. So the potatoes and the carrots can cook faster. If you see that your it's gonna get thicker as you cook it, but if you see that it's getting too thick and it's still like not the 45 minutes, you can put more water. And at the end, if you see that the sauce is still watery, you can get one of the potatoes and just mash it and put it back in, and that will make the sauce be thicker as well. So right now we close the lid and we'll wait the 45 minutes. We'll be back soon. And we're almost done. Not done yet with the beef stew, but those beans are done. Look how pretty and thick they look. That is done. The rice is done. And the beef stew is still going. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I need to go pick up my son. And I just wanted to show you the sauce. I wanted to show you what putting when you put see how the sauce is and it's not watery? That way the sauce, when you serve it, stays on top of your meat, of your potatoes, and you can actually feel the flavor of the sauce. If it's watery, you won't feel anything. It will just go to the bottom of your rice, and the beef stew will not taste like anything. So that's why I put that all-purpose flour at the beginning before starting to cook the meat. And it's the same technique that I used for the garlic chicken the other day. See? So this is almost done. I would still leave it for probably 10 more minutes. You can see and taste one piece of meat and see if it still needs to be cooking for a couple of more minutes. I like it very tender, so that's why I leave it longer. But just wanted to stop by and let you know that if you have any questions regarding anything that you see me cook, you can go ahead and send me a message. I'll give you the recipes or any information that you may need. And of course, I'm gonna go and try to do I don't know if we're gonna do a live video with my two best friends or if it's gonna be a recorded video, because we want to cook together, we want to talk. Again, the English is a little bit weird for all three of us, so but we'll go ahead and do that pretty soon, and I'll let you know. And thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.